I'm Fion. Today I'm going to share with you the topic about starting breastfeeding successfully right after birth. Let me introduce a little bit about myself. I'm Fion, the co-founder of Shapey Malaysia. I'm also a breastfeeding peer counselor. Just like all of you, I am a mother too. As a mother of 3 lovely children, my personal experience with breastfeeding have been both challenging and rewarding. My journey began with my first 2 daughters, where despite my best effort, I faced a lot of challenges and was ultimately unsuccessful in breastfeeding them. This experience making me upset, but they also fuel my determination to succeed in the future. With my younger sons, I exposed myself to more breastfeeding knowledge and overcome the obstacles that I previously faced. Through persistence, support, and the knowledge that I have gained, I successfully breastfed my younger son for an incredible 38 months. My journey wasn't easy, but it inspired me to help more other mothers to navigate their breastfeeding journey. While I'm still learning today, I hope I can use this knowledge to support and empower more mothers throughout the journey. Before I move on to the topic today, let me share a little bit about what Shapey is. Shapey is a maternity and nursing brand that empowers mothers to feel confident, comfortable, and support throughout their motherhood journey. Our mission is that we are dedicated to designing high-quality, innovative products and services that provide support, comfort, and functionality. We strive to create a community of mothers who feel empowered, confident, and beautiful during these special times in their life. We are also committed to providing resources, education, and support to help mothers feel their best and achieve their parenting, pregnancy, and breastfeeding goals. At Shapey, we support mothers throughout their motherhood journey by providing essential products for every stage, from pregnancy to breastfeeding. Our range includes maternity and nursing bra, postpartum essentials, and breastfeeding accessories designed to enhance comfort and convenience for new moms. Now, let us start our sharing today by having our 5 different topics, where we will start with how breastfeeding works. Number 2, the breastfeeding in the first few hours after birth. Number 3, breastfeeding in the early days of life. And the next one, breastfeeding in the early weeks and months. And lastly, tips for successful breastfeeding. Now, the first topic I would like to share with all mothers is that how breastfeeding works. It's very important for you to understand this. Breast milk is produced in the glandular tissue of our breast. The muscle tissue around the milk production cell contracts when hormones are released. In short, breastfeeding production operates on the supply and demand basis. So how does it work? When baby is hungry, baby will place order for milk by sucking at our breast. Then, hormonal message will tell our brain that hey, baby needs milk and we need to produce milk for our baby. Our breast will respond by making enough milk to meet the baby's demand. Since milk production operates on a supply and demand basis, frequent breastfeeding will stimulate milk production and keep our supply up. So mummies, always remember, more suckling equals to more milk. We have to empty our breast to make milk faster. Now that you have understand how breastfeeding works, you are about to kickstart your breastfeeding journey. Now, be mentally prepared on what will happen next and what you should do after your delivery. In the first few hours after delivery is especially crucial for mother. Therefore, I have highlighted 3 important notes for mother to take note. Number 1, skin to skin. Number 2, breast growth. And number 3, colostrum. Let's go into one by one in details. What is skin to skin? Skin to skin is a special bonding time that begins when your baby is placed skin to skin on your chest right after the delivery. Your heartbeat will calm the baby, and he or she will smell the breast milk. You should keep doing skin to skin with no interaction until your baby finishes the first feeding. It will help the baby to adjust the life outside of the womb Support mothers to initiate the breastfeeding and develop close, loving relationship with your baby. Now that you know skin to skin is extremely important for you and the baby, so after the delivery, what you need to do is that you need to talk to the gynae and the midwife in the labor room that you need more time for the baby and you to establish this skin to skin session. This is extremely important for mother to do right after the delivery. After you initiate the skin to skin with the baby, the next thing that you can do is breast crawl. What is exactly breast crawl? It may seem hard to believe, but many newborns, when they are placed on mother's chest after birth, they can make their way to the breast and latch on without any assistance. This instinct-driven effort is referred to as the breast crawl. How does it work? A newborn baby is placed on the mother's chest or belly immediately after birth, and they are given time to find the mother's nipple and begin to feed on their own. The baby will begin using their stepping reflex to push against the mother's abdomen and crawl towards the breast. When they reach the breast, they may grasp or lick the area. Most babies are able to find the nipple and begin sucking. And after a good long feed, newborn baby will fall asleep on the mother's chest. I know it might be hard for you to understand, that's why I have prepared a short video clips for you to have a look. Now, can you see that your baby is capable in doing incredible things? So by doing so, the baby is actually developed 5 different key senses. Number 1 is the smell. Newborns are drawn to the sense of their mother's breast milk, which help them locate the nipple. Number 2, sight. Although their vision is limited, babies can see contrast and are attracted to the dark area of the nipple and areola. Number 3, taste. The taste of the amniotic fluids, which is similar to the taste of the breast milk, encourages the baby to latch on. And number 4, hearing. Babies are comforted by the familiar sounds of the mother's voice and heartbeat, which guides them during the crawl. Number 5, touch. Skin-to-skin contact provides warmth and security, motivating the baby to move towards the breast. This simple breast crawl can actually develop these 5 key senses that baby do after the delivery. So mother, this is extremely important to request for skin to skin and breast crawl after the delivery. The third important thing that I need mother to know is colostrum. What is exactly colostrum? Do you know that your body actually starts making breast milk long before your baby is born? Colostrum production can start as early as the beginning of the 2nd trimester of the pregnancy. If you notice the small drops of clear or yellow fluids leaking from your breast or staining your bra while you are pregnant, that's colostrum. It is often a yellow, golden, or light orange color because it contains high levels of beta-carotenes. It is loaded with nutrients and immunity-boosting compounds to fuel and support your baby in the first few days of their life. So, feeding your baby with the first breast milk is extremely important. Colostrum also tend to be thicker than traditional and matured milk. In the first 24 hours after your baby is born, you will produce approximately 2 tablespoons or 1 ounce of colostrum. On the 2nd or 3rd day, you will make around 2 ounces of colostrum. Your transitional breast milk will begin to come in around the 3rd day. that's when you will begin making much more breast milk. Some mothers will ask me, what happens if the birth doesn't go according to plan? Labor complication does happen. For example, preterm baby, excess bleeding. Baby may be taken care by nurse in an NICU or nursery, or mother is uncautious. So all this does happen. If you are unable to hold your baby for skin to skin, the next best thing for him to have is the skin to skin contact with the father instead. This will also help baby feel safe, loved and warm until the mother is ready. If your baby is not with you after birth and you are unable to breastfeed, then you should start expressing your milk as early as you can and as frequent as you can until he is able to. I would suggest mother to use hand expression because hand expressions is always the better option to kickstart the breastfeeding with. But unless your baby will be away with you for a longer period of time, then you can consider to use breast pump to express the breast milk. We will move on to the next topic, breastfeeding in the early days of life. Again, there are 3 important notes that I need mothers to take note. Number 1 is rooming in with babies. Number 2, feeding cues. And number 3, breastfeeding position. Let's go into each of it one by one. In the past, after babies first meet and greet with the mother, the baby will be brought away to the nursery. However, in the recent years, more and more hospitals have started to have rooming in practice. Research shows that rooming in can positively impact the duration of breastfeeding. When your baby stays with you after birth, you will be able to start learning how to respond to their feeding cues immediately, which can increase your ability to breastfeed on demand. This experience can also lead to reduced stress overall as you learn how to care for your newborn baby as early as you can. With a baby in your room, you are likely to have more time and opportunity to engage in skin-to-skin contact, which can promote breast milk production and lead to a successful breastfeeding outcomes. Talking about feeding cues, so you might be wondering what feeding cues is. You might think that crying is an indicator of hunger, but the answer is no. Crying is a late indicator of hunger. Breastfeeding is much easier for both mother and baby if the mother is able to pick up on baby's earlier hunger cues. So what is early hunger cues? As you look at the picture over here, when baby is hungry, he will start staring with mouth opening, turning the head seeking for the mother's breast. But if the mother doesn't have the ability to discover this early cue, then it will move on to the mid cues. When baby is getting hungrier, then he will start stretching the body with increasing the physical movement and also put their hand to the mouth. By then, if the mother is still unable to identify the hunger cues, then you will start hearing baby crying. So when baby is crying, they will have more agitated body movement and the color of their face will turn red. If you are only able to identify the baby's hunger when baby is crying, it will be very difficult for the mothers to establish a good breastfeeding session with the baby. Therefore, learning how to identify early hunger cues is very important for a mother. Some of the mothers will ask me, if my newborn baby just wants to sleep all time, should I wake him up and breastfeed the baby? The answer is yes. If the baby doesn't wake up on his own, we have to wake the baby up for breastfeeding. Many newborns are very sleepy in the early days or weeks and they may not exhibit hunger cue as often as they actually need to eat. Newborn baby should be breastfed anytime they cue hunger, but at least every 2 to 3 hours during the day and at least once during the night every 4 to 5 hours. Once your baby is older than 4 weeks and has established a good weight gain pattern, you can stop waking the baby to nurse and let him set his own pattern. The next important things that a mother needs to learn in the early days and months during the breastfeeding is the breastfeeding position. There are a lot of different positions you can use to breastfeed the baby. You can try different ones to find out what works best for you. These are the 4 common breastfeeding positions that mothers usually use, and I'm going to share with you one by one. The first position that mothers commonly use is the cradle hold position. In this position, the baby is held across the mother's front and the baby's head is resting in the crop of the mother's arm. The mother supports baby's body with the same arm on the side of the breast the baby is nursing from. The benefit of this position is that it is comfortable for most of the mother and it allows good eye contact with the baby. But what you need to consider is that it may be challenging for a new mother, especially for those recovering for a C-section, and there's less control over the baby's head and latch. The second position that mothers commonly use is the football hold position. Under this position, the baby is tucked under the mother's arm like a football on the same side as the breast being used. The mother supports the baby's head and neck with her hands. This is good for mothers who had a C-section and it keeps the babies away from the incision. It is ideal for mothers with larger breasts and for feeding twins. It also provides excellent control of the baby's head and latch. The third position that I'm going to share is the cross cradle hold. This is similar to the cradle hold, but the baby is held with the arm opposite to the breast being used. The mother's hands supports the baby's neck and head. It provides more control over the baby's head and allows better guidance of the latch. And last but not least, which is the side lying position. The mother and baby lies on their sides facing each other. The baby's mouth is at the same level with the mother's nipple. The benefit of it is that it is comfortable for nighttime feeding and for mother recovering from a C-section. It allows both mother and baby to rest while nursing. But there's also a risk that the baby will roll away or get into an unsafe position. Therefore, bear in mind that mother needs to be more alert and ensure a safe environment, particularly to avoid suffocation hazard. Always check that baby has enough space to breathe and not covered by any blanket or pillow. There's no so-called a best breastfeeding position, but what mothers can do is to try on different positions and find out what works best for you. What you need to do is to check on the following point while you are trying on different breastfeeding positions. Number 1 is, are you comfortable? It is important to get yourself comfortable before a feed. Using a nursing pillow is very advisable, and your shoulders and arms should be relaxed. Number 2, are your baby's head and body in a straight line? It is hard for your baby to swallow if their head and neck are twisted. And number 3, are you holding your baby close to you, facing your breast? Supporting their neck and shoulders and back should allow them to tip their head back and swallow easily. And the next, always bring your babies to the breast and let them latch themselves. Avoid leaning your breast forward into your baby's mouth, as this can lead to a poor attachment. Next, the baby needs to get a big mouthful of breast. Raising your baby with their nose level with your nipple will encourage them to open their mouth wide and attach to the breast well. And last but not least, try not to hold the back of the baby's head so that they can tip their head back. I hope that all the above will guide you and look for the best position that suits to your need. In the early weeks and months during your breastfeeding journey, there are a few common breastfeeding problems that mother might face, and there we are. I will show you one by one and how to resolve it. Number 1 is sore nipple. You can expect a little bit of nipple tenderness during the first few weeks of breastfeeding. That is normal. However, if you have a very sore, cracked and bleeding nipples, then that's not normal. They are a sign that something is not quite right. If your nipples are so sore that it is painful for you to breastfeed, then that will be an issue. You will want to try to prevent sore nipple as much as possible, but if they do develop, continue breastfeeding and treat them right away. Talk to the doctor or a lactation consultant for help if you need to. To avoid this, you have to make sure that the baby is latching correctly with the correct position. and try a different breastfeeding position and change the position at each feed. Start breastfeeding on the breast that is the least sore, and to resolve the sore nipples, what you can do is to use the hot and cold compression. Use cold compression to relieve the pain on your breast and then apply the hot compression to massage the breast. This technique can actually help you to relieve the sore nipple. And number 2 is breast engorgement. When your breast milk fills your breast by the end of the first week, your breast can become swollen and tight. Breast engorgement can be painful for you, and it can make it hard for your newborn to latch on to your large and hard breast. This initial phase of engorgement usually lasts a few days or weeks as your milk supply adjusts to your baby's needs. While your body is adjusting, try to focus on relieving the pain and pressure. To avoid and ease the breast engorgement, you have to breastfeed the baby very oftenly, at least 8 to 12 times a day. And a good latch and correct position can help your baby breastfeed more efficiently and remove and empty the breast. If your baby isn't breastfeeding well and you still feel full after the breastfeeding, use hand expression or breast pump to express the milk in the breast and relieve the pain and pressure. Again, you can alternate the cold and warm compression to help soften the breast engorgement issue. The third common breastfeeding problem that a mother will face is plugged milk duct. Plugged milk ducts are small, hard lumps in the breast. They form when breast milk clogs up and blocks the narrow milk ducts. The area around the plugged duct might be tender, swollen, and red. Plugged milk duct will often go away on their own within a few days, and here's what you need to do to help it along. First, make sure your baby is latching on correctly and removing the breast milk from your breast efficiently. And you have to breastfeed very often to prevent your breast milk from building up and clogging the milk duct. We will encourage you to breastfeed on the side with plugged duct first. Your baby's strong sucks at the beginning of the feeding may help to unblock the duct. Alternate positions to drain all the area of the breast. Different holes can also help target the area of breast where the blocked duct is and dislodge it. Another common breastfeeding problem that mother will have is the low breast milk supply. A low breast milk supply can cause fear and frustration. It is scary for a new mother to believe that she isn't making enough milk for her child, and it can be frustrating for a baby if the baby is not getting enough milk. But the good news of that, the common causes of a low breast milk supply are often easily corrected. First, you need to check on your baby's latch. Newborns need to take in all of your nipple plus part of the breast tissue surrounding your nipple to breastfeed well. Your body will increase milk production based on how much breast milk your baby removes from your breast. Again, you have to breastfeed your baby more oftenly. Baby takes breastfeed every 2 to 3 hours around the clock and 8 to 12 times per day. Alternatively, you can also use a breast pump after and in between feedings. The extra stimulation at the breast can help increase your milk supply. And of course, you need to eat well, get enough rest, and drink plenty of fluids to increase your milk supply. While some mothers are having low milk supply, there are certain mothers who are having too much of milk supply. An over-abundant supply of breast milk can be a challenge for certain mothers. It could cause problems such as plugged milk duct, breast engorgement, and mastitis. The pressure of having too much breast milk built up in the breast can also cause a hyperactive letdown reflex and a fast flow of breast milk out of your breast. A fast flow can make your baby gag and choke while he's breastfeeding. If this happens, you can try breastfeeding while lying back or reclining in a chair. Breastfeeding against gravity may help slow down the flow of the milk. And be sure to burp your baby frequently. Your baby is likely to swallow more air while trying to gulp down a large amount of fast-flowing milk. So these are the few common breastfeeding problems that a mother might face in the early weeks and months. But mother, you don't have to worry because there are a lot of ways for you to resolve it. By the end of 4 to 6 weeks, your breast milk supply will be established, and your baby should be stronger and more effective at breastfeeding. Any issue with your baby's latch are likely to be sorted, and your bodies will be more efficient at making milk. Any soreness or leaking should start to subside. The first 4 to 6 weeks are the toughest, then it starts to settle down. The longer you continue breastfeeding, the more you will enjoy the benefit. When you think that you can't go on, take it feet by feet and day by day. The last topic that I'm going to share with you today is about the tips for successful breastfeeding. So, based on my personal experience and the knowledge that I've gained, I hope that these 10 tips will give you a good guideline and good encouragement for you to move further. Number 1, be committed. Consider why you want to breastfeed and commit to sticking with it. Write down your reason or share with your friends and family. If there's any challenges come up, use this reason as a motivation for you to get help and work through them. Number 2, get educated. The more you understand about breastfeeding and the more resources at your disposal, the easier it will be to navigate this new experience. You may read books, attend antenatal classes or breastfeeding classes, and ask the friends with experience about their own breastfeeding experience. Number 3, learn about your birthplace. Take a tour and ask how they support breastfeeding mother. Ask about the lactation support after you go home. Find out schedules for weight checks, clinic or support groups. Also, you may interview the healthcare provider for your baby in advance. Ask about their approach to breastfeed support and if there's any in-house lactation consultant and support groups that can help you even after you have gone home. Then, you need to do a lot of skin-to-skin with the baby. Skin-to-skin contact between the mother and baby allows frequent feeding, promotes milk production, and helps you to bond with the baby. Immediately after the birth, hold your baby's skin to skin, stay together for at least an hour and until after the first breastfeeding. And continue to hold your baby's skin to skin often in the first few days and weeks, even to the months. And number 5, get support. Caring for a baby and learn to breastfeed can be very challenging. Having supportive friends and family is a huge help. Support from the professional is also essential, especially when you are struggling. So, get a list of a support team or lactation consultant if you encounter any issue and contact them without further ado. Next, avoid bottles or pacifier. To avoid nipple confusion and encourage milk production, it is best to skip bottles and pacifier for the first 4 to 6 weeks or until breastfeeding is going well. If it becomes necessary to use the milk bottle, use express breast milk instead of milk formula. Look into feeding baby using a spoon, cup, syringe, or a supplemental nursing system. Number 7, say no to free formula. Having free formula or milk formula can discourage you from working through difficult spells by providing an easy alternative. Therefore, do say no to any milk formula and try your best to overcome all challenges while you breastfeed the baby. Number 8, ask for what you need. The team of people who are supporting you can help the best if they know how. This may involve taking care of the diaper, burping, holding of the baby. At times, you may simply need an emotional boost by venting frustration or hearing an encouraging words. Don't be shy about asking others for help. Number 9, ignore negativity. You will probably get many opinions or advice about how to breastfeed your baby. Ignore the uninformed or unsupportive comment and do not let them affect where and when you breastfeed your baby. Last but not least, take one day at one time. Every day with a newborn baby is different. You will have good days and challenging days. Be patient, keep working, and know that breastfeeding gets easier over time. It is all worth it. Before I end my breastfeeding session today, I have a beautiful quote that I find it very meaningful to share with you. Breastfeeding is an instinctual and natural act. but it is also an art that is learned day by day. The reality is that almost all women can breastfeed, have enough milk for their babies, and learn how to overcome problems both large and small. It is almost always simply a matter of practical knowledge and not a question of good luck. I find that this statement is rather meaningful because breastfeeding journey has never been easy, but it is definitely a most fruitful journey and experience between you and the baby. As one of our mission is to provide useful resources and knowledge to all the new mother and breastfeeding mothers out there, I would like to get some feedback from all the mothers today. Here is the QR code for you to scan, and I hope that mothers can give us all your truthful opinion after attending the sharing session today, and let us know what other topic you would like to hear from us, or what are the challenges that you are currently facing, and we will help you further on this. As a token of appreciation, you will be rewarded with a 20 ringgit cash voucher where you can buy all our Shapey products on our official website. So I hope you can give us as many feedback as you can to help us improve further in the next session. That's all for the breastfeeding topic that I would like to share with you today. I hope that all the mummies can gain some knowledge and kickstart your breastfeeding successfully with all the tips that I have shared with you. Thank you, and I'll see you again.